Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Robocraft with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to Tesla McTeslaface, our little insane Tesla hover, which has actually been doing ridiculously well despite its not ideal design, and has been probably the most fun robot I've used in a very, very long time playing Robocraft. So today we're going to be continuing that and sending it into Battle Arena, but there is going to be a little twist. Taking inspiration from the YouTuber TheAwesomeSoul, which was actually the inspiration about this robot in the first place anyway, I would like to dedicate this video, at least the first battle or so, to talk about something in the game, something which is mega weapons and their future in the game, and just my general thoughts and opinions on it. And of course, this will still be a live commentary, so my mind will be constantly interrupted by trying to Tesla people, but it's just something to keep it interesting, as we have played this robot a little bit, well, actually a lot, in the last few episodes. This robot, the other robot, just Tesla in general. And so, very soon as well, I would like to build a brand new robot, but sadly I haven't quite got enough P-flops to make it a reality. So very soon I will also be streaming this series a little bit over on twitch.tv/Lathrix. So with all that out of the way, and a link to the Awesome Souls channel in my description, honestly he's one of the best Robocraft YouTubers out there at the moment, and I would highly recommend seeing his content. Also, a little bit underviewed in my opinion, but there's my shout out for the day done for some reason. Let's get into Battle Arena. Let's talk about the mega weapons. Here we go then into the Battle Arena with a robot which I really don't think is going to do exceedingly well, but let's see if we can at least hamper the enemy's attempts at taking our towers. I think that's going to be our main goal, just to harass the enemy troops and all that. So with that little intro out of the way, let's get into the main thing we were talking about earlier. Mega weapons. The glorious weapon that is the Mega Laser and the Mega Plasma, which are currently the only two weapons which used to be called Mega Weapons, but now the Mega title has been stripped away anyway, so I'm kind of going to count weapons like Flak and the shotguns into this as well, because honestly, they are pretty much Mega weapons. Weapons with more than one placement point, connection point, and are just, well, awe-inspiring to see, and absolutely rage-inducing as well. And I do also include the missile launcher to this. More big weapons, or the bigifying of small weapons. Is it going to be something which Robocraft continues, and does it really have a place in the future, in my opinion? So, in my opinion, yes. I actually like the concept, personally. Putting in so much CPU to see one very large weapon on your robot is quite satisfying, to see a really powerful variety of something that's already smaller. But really, can we continue this trend? Can we have... Oh, no, we're dead. Can we have other small weapons turned into their larger varieties? Now, this is what the Awesome Soul was talking about mostly during his video, and I will be treading on some of the same points. And of course, the weapons we really need to talk about are things like the Tesla, the medic weapon, and the rail. Those three mostly, of course, haven't got a mega alternative, they only have their normal standard type. Can we really make that into a mega weapon that's viable and not horribly, horribly overpowered? I think that's really the biggest problem with the rail. The rail is a burst fire thing, so it's okay, that shadow scared the crap out of me. Where did that come from? Anyway, can we see something which is so bursty become, well, larger in only one big shot? And I don't think so. I think the Mega Laser, by its definition, Mega Rail, by its definition, wouldn't really be all that great. It's just... it would be so overpowered and so rage-inducing if done wrong, and it's so difficult to do right. And FreeGem have had issues in the past with balancing out weapons, so not something I'd really like to see. But if it was done, the Awesome Soul was talking about something like, making it multi-barrel, so you charge up a series of shots, and then you fire them very quickly together. This way, at least there's a skill element, since you still have to... there we go. Oh, I did nothing! Because you still have to lead the enemy on and such, and I do like that idea, but at the same time I don't, because it kind of takes away the idea of just having lots of little rails, which basically do the same thing already. I think if we're going to have a rail, which does a lot of damage in its in its initial shot, in its alpha strike, in its first shot, whatever you want to call it, I would like it to have a pure charge system, starting off at very low damage, and then over time increasing and increasing. By the way, I was holding down shift that entire time to get lower, and I was just up in the air, because this thing cannot go up and down fast enough, because it's not designed to. In Team Deathmatch, we don't really need to do that so quickly. Here, we sort of do, so adding some thrusters would be useful. So that's my take on the rail. I would love to see a charge weapon. It still would have the issue, of course, of having one really powerful initial hit if you've been hiding somewhere and then charging it. But at the same time, it would at least have a bit of a skill element when to fire it and such, and you could be very caught out very easily, whereas the normal reload time of rails, you would just shoot and then allow it to reload and shoot, whereas sometimes you could shoot a little bit early with the rail to do less damage. At least, that's the only way I could see it, but again, the rail would be a weird one to make better. Now, when it comes to the medic weapon, I have loads of ideas, because I love the idea of a mega medic weapon. A multi-connection point medic weapon would be glorious. And a few ideas come to mind. First of all, having it as an area of effect heal, so you heal an area around you. And secondly, perhaps have two modes. Have the regular tracking heal, and secondly, have a long range heal, almost like a projectile that if it hits a target, perhaps like a plasma, would heal the area or heal an initial target, thus enabling a helicopter or something to actually take on the role of a medic a little bit more effectively while still being in the air and being all combatty without spending, you know, loads on loads of weapons and taking up loads of space, just having one mega weapon. That's an idea I would love to see, and how I would personally do that, but once again, balance comes into play. Having robots that simply stick to the ceiling, absolutely dominating healing, would be an actual issue. So, finally, Tesla. Would we like to see a Tesla mega weapon, and how on earth would we actually get this done? This is the most chill battle arena I've ever been in, by the way. Just chilling here, you know, occasionally hitting the seams, half the time not even bothering, so I'm just raring to go back out into battle. But yeah, if we do the Tesla, I can't see how you would do it. It's just, the Tesla I'm using already is exceedingly powerful, so to increase that one's power would just be wrong in my opinion, so it can't just be a pure brute strength thing, but perhaps something like, let's see if we can hit this guy, either a longer range or perhaps a completely different shape, like a Tesla that covers a full crescent of the robot, a full half moon, a full whatever you want to call it, but then also has more health. But of course it's going to be hit a lot easier, but the health's increased, so against one plasma it might not be knocked off, but against two you would lose all of your Tesla. That seems a way to do it, or perhaps in some other unique way, making there an alternate fire. I think the Awesome Soul talked about having a ranged capability that penetrated blocks but didn't do too much damage to kill vital components. That's a cool thing, but that actually leads on to my next thing, Proto Seekers. Now, Proto Seekers are weird and probably, definitely in the worst place they have ever been in since their inception. Right now, they are easily my least favourite weapon and least effective weapon. Normally that's not the case. I don't mind ineffective weapons if they're fun, but my lord, trying to use a Proto Seeker at the moment, even if you dedicate 500 CPU to 5 of them, is horrendous against the alternatives. It really is right now. So how would we even be getting that into its mega form? Why did I go running into him? My excuses I'm talking. Oh, that would have broke apart so easily as well. Should have shot the plasma. But yeah, Proto Seekers, how would we do that? Well, first of all, we'd have to see how it is when they're eventually fixed, because they are going to be changed soon, not only in power and range and all that, but in terms of their fundamental... In terms of their fundamental mechanics, they are apparently going to be changed according to Free Jam, so we would need to see that. But going off their current state and their old state, back when they were, well, not overpowered, but had a use at one point, how would you make that into a multi-connection point weapon? I'm thinking something similar, actually, to what I was talking about with the rail, a charge system, charging up loads of them, then releasing them as a swarm in an area of effect, or towards a single target, perhaps homing in to enemies nearby you, or like I say, going after the one you're already targeting. How on earth did I... Oh, because I did so much crystal damage. I was about to say, why on earth am I a top score when I'm so much worse off than this guy? Because I did crystal damage. But that's an idea for the Proto Seeker. Like a swarm of bees heading towards the enemy, or just swarming yourself around them. Perhaps even a defensive capability with that, with them absorbing some damage from incoming fire. Wow, actually that's a really cool concept. But again, does that really suit Proto Seekers? I think that would suit Tesla more, a defensive side of them. That would be cool. But yeah, lots of little things like that. There are a lot of ways. Now, here's the problem though. From that battle I got pretty much nothing of use, really. and I didn't really do much. I wasn't paying attention, and so we just suicided a little bit, and I still don't really know if this bot's any good for Battle Arena. I feel like it can do well, but against a team like that that's constantly being mowed down by our teammates anyway, I saw no opportunity or want to try and sneak around them, to disrupt them, and I was just, well, waffling on about mega weapons while destroying the tower. So let's play an elimination and actually focus this time. Wow, I just looked at how short that last clip was. So far, the video is about 10 minutes long. Well, I need to do something else then. Well, let's get on to fighting again. So first of all, I'd like to say, is there any opinion on that type of video in the future? More like the Awesome Souls, more actually dedicated to a single topic? Probably not with the leveling series, probably a whole other series just talking about topics whilst playing Robocraft in the background. If it's a particularly complex topic, I would of course record the footage and then simply speak over it with some music or something and then have Robocraft there as I talk. Is that something you're interested in? This was kind of a pilot and shamelessly using the leveling series to do so, mahahaha, because honestly I have got to the stage of Robocraft where I am just grinding levels now and I can't really think of anything else to do until I get a bit more CPU, so for now that may be what replaces it for a short period of time. Like I said before, also going to stream a lot, and now I want to kill something. Is there any other weapons I missed out? The lasers, of course, have their own mega weapon. The plasmas obviously do. They're the traditional two. We have the missile launcher. We have the flak. I can't think of anything else I'd really change. Oh, hello. Oh, wow, you're tiny. And you completely threw off my balance. Hello. Wow. My lord, that was terrible. Back to plasma, shall we? There we go. Wow, I shouldn't have been that threw off by removing that weapon at the back, the medic weapon. In fact, I'm fairly certain I've had that done before with no adverse effects. I think it's because this robot is meant to be on the floor all the time, not in the air, and then suddenly I now have to transverse rocks and stuff, and it's absolutely horrendous. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, let's go for the other guy, since that guy's about to die. We can do it, we can do it. This guy's not built for climbing. This guy is not built for climbing. Come on. Would turning off the Tesla make me any better at this? I don't know. 2 Tesla versus 1 mech. Oh. You made that so less fun! Why did you swap out for? Is there anyone left? I don't know. But anyway, the whole reason why this this topic just kind of came to light recently is because they're now making smaller weapons of the larger variants. They are currently in the process of making a smaller shotgun, and there have been rumours about them thinking about adding a smaller missile launcher, a smaller flak, smaller weapons like that for the future. So again, it goes both ways. I would like to see some of them and others. I just don't really get the point. It's a very weird concept, honestly. Hello, Diamond. Okay, that's unfair. Let's get one last elimination, because I feel like that didn't even, well, nothing really happened. Today is the day of battles which nothing happens, and this is why I need to stream it soon. Well, here we go then, in the second elimination battle. Let's see how we do. But before we carry on, I would just like to say something. This will be the last time I ever take this robot out of Team Deathmatch. It's just so ill-suited, it's almost hilarious. The hovers being on the bottom means I flip anytime I hit anything even slightly rough. There's rough terrain absolutely everywhere, and because of how slow we go up and down, it means I'm never on the level of the enemy. So, it's just absolutely horrendous. Enemy spotted there, because I want to stay in the air to avoid being flipped. Darn it, he looked around. No, he didn't. I thought he had. I saw his beam. Hello. And goodbye. His Tesla went bye-bye as well, which is kind of glorious. We hit him in the Tesla and killed him. Oh, bad things are abound. Going into the air to avoid the splash damage, did avoid quite a bit at least. And we are still, well, we did hit him a couple of times, so yay for us there. Don't know why I went down there, well, because I wanted more control. Also, we're just too frail to sustain any sort of sustained combat. In a game mode where you come back straight after you die, that's not too bad, especially since you can normally 2-for-1 with the Tesla, but in this mode, I just feel useless, honestly. Which isn't a nice feeling. I don't mind doing bad, but like, when I feel like I'm not really helping out the team, that's just, it's not a nice feeling. Oh, that's going to go into the air. Oh dear. Is it worth? Yes, it is. Durden. Oh, that little guy there as well, but let's see if we can sneak up on this guy, and nope, I got caught on the rock, but we still killed him anyway. My lord, that was terrible. Spot everyone there. They will probably look back at some stage, but we will try our luck. for blue team! See previous statement. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? We could have... Oh, we could have hit him. Well, at least we hit that guy in the back. And we are almost out of there. We're almost out of there. Let's go. He's going that way. I think he's a tank, so he probably won't be following me now. Okay. I imagine he's going to go round, though, now, because I've just kind of got out of there. If he's still after me, he must really want me dead. Oh my god, he really wants me dead. Tesla hid and... Tesla hid... Tesla'd him. Wow, that's so hard to say. Tesla'd him. We Tesla'd him, causing him to flip, but sadly... Look at the block spam he was. That wasn't going to work out. I can't believe he followed me. I really didn't expect that, and we couldn't have seen around the corner. If I went down that way and he wasn't there, that would have just been so boring and took so long. But no, our overzealous nature got us killed. But right now, we're first place. So let's revel in that. We still got 4 kills, despite playing a bit silly, well, a lot silly, and getting stuck on every last bit of terrain. But we did okay. Which is totally worth the bronze crate I just got. Ignoring that massive set of hiccups just then that forced me to stop the recording a bit early. So, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Robocraft is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In future episodes, we probably won't be using this bot anymore. It was made pretty hastily. It does exceedingly well in Team Deathmatch. I normally get really good scores, and it's a really fun bot to use, but in any other game mode, it just isn't suited for it. Removing these side pieces for downwards thrusters would be a good start, but also being a bit heavier in terms of blocks. We are only 414 CPU, so increasing that a little bit, because honestly, the bots we were facing at the end were definitely a lot more than 414 CPU. I only kept it that low because of the brackets in Team Deathmatch. I didn't really want to fight particularly large enemies, although I'm not 100% sure on what the brackets actually are. I just didn't want to fight really block spammy enemies, and this robot does well in its own little bracket. So, probably the last episode with this one, unless something interesting happens to it, and in future episodes, different robots, different ideas, and all that good stuff. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye.